Welcome back to REMCO Real Talk in the new location in Voorhees. You might know him on Instagram as Ali Monopoly, but he's a good friend of mine, Ali, and I met Ali about 6 years ago.
Absolutely.
This time of year when I got into this space. So Ali, a good friendship.
My brother.
And we still stay connected. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So 200 plus fix and flips. Is that correct?
Correct.
What's the exact number? I'm sure you do.
I do on my Excel sheet.
Okay.
It's actually like close to probably in the high 200s right now.
Let's go. So almost 300.
I got to change my caption.
Yeah. So it really is Ali Monopoly, like where it's his world in South Jersey. We're just a part of it,
No.
That's a great amount of success. And I want to start with something that I believe brought us together as friends. So Ali and I, we met 6 years ago at one of Core Title's networking events in Philly. There was just something about you, and I think we kind of just vibed off each other. Yes. Probably one of the two better dressed men in the room. But I'll tell you, you carry yourself with such a professionalism, and you're so polite and so down to earth.
Thank you, brother.
Regardless of the 200 plus flips that you have now, almost 300, to the day I met you when you probably were in, the less than 100s volume. 6 years worth of success. You're still the same genuine human being.
Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. I can say the same about you as well.
How do you keep it so even keel?
Just, I'm disciplined in ways of from a spiritual standpoint, physical standpoint, as well as financial standpoint. So, I like to flip properties, makes my income financially. Spiritually, I like to always think, what would God want me to do? And I keep in prayer and I have a spiritual mindset. Try to do good so good can come back. Don't hurt or harm anybody. And try to stay grounded. As well as the physical aspect, I like to hit the gym, go for a jog and run, stay in shape, play ball. So I think all three of that just keeps me like in a disciplined character.
Absolutely.
If you're not disciplined, then you're not going to be able to perform and achieve the things you want to.
Well said. And you're extremely devout. I give you that credit. I think there's something to be said about the way that you market your social media. And I'll remember it was a more recent networking event, but there's maybe a stigma to the way that you post or the way things that you share, but you have such a great way of explaining it. So no matter what, if it's a big check on an Instagram story, tell us a little bit about the perception that might get, but also the way that you view it.
So instead of spending money on videographers, production, have them follow me around, which is time scheduling, where people go and make videos all day, that's their marketing. For me, I cut the bullshit out and just show the end result.
Yeah.
I show the result of me buying the properties from the auction, me bidding, the before and after, the progress, the videos,
Absolutely.
the before and afters, and the end result is the cashier's check. I'm an old school guy. I like to go in person to my closings, meeting the end buyers, shaking their hand, asking if I can do anything else, and it's a fulfilling process to see these home buyers buying this property, and so in the completion of that, I do post a check, and it's a big marketing tool.
Yes. People,
when they see, they're like, no, yeah, Ali does flip houses and all. He does it cash. He's a cash buyer. When they constantly see like other people's videos, how other people post videos every day, we can name a handful of people who just market nonstop. I'll post a cashier's check like every week, or bi-weekly of a closing I have, and that gives remembrance to folks like, oh, Ali's a real cash buyer. You'll see the numbers. It's always 200, 300, 400K plus. People doing hard money, you'll see it won't be those kind of numbers because they're in debt they owe.
Yeah.
It's more of a marketing for me.
I think it's a great strategy.
But like you said, unfortunately, to those who are not really doing what they're supposed to do, I guess they'll take it as in a hating way and they'll jealous, But, winners want others to win. It's the losers that want others to lose, and they have a jealousy mindset.
Well,
I have an abundance mindset. I like to see progress, and whatever niche works for anybody, whether it's the video marketing, the Instagram marketing, the podcasts, in-person tables, mine is like the cashier's check.
The cashier's check is such a powerful tool, and I commend you for just getting through the BS.
Yeah.
I love it. Just get through the BS, post the check. What you do after that is what really stands out to me, and then you celebrate your wins.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's put it this way. I think you're not Italian, but you eat like the best Italian I know, man. You have great discipline with the restaurants that you go to, the quality of life that you live. I think that you celebrate the success and you celebrate it with your family. I'll mention, I know that you're, down to earth, very, very close with your father and your mother and your family.
Absolutely.
I know what that's like coming from
Italian
my
background.
background with my parents. They didn't really necessarily have anything. And I think your father used the word distasteful.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
You were from that podcast, yeah.
Yeah. Did I remember that? But we talked about it at one of the HOF's events.
Yeah.
And I said, that reminds me so much of my grandfather and the way that my father views success in 2026.
Yeah. It's an old school mindset. They like to work and not show what they're working towards.
Right.
But you cannot scale without the marketing and getting people on. That's why a lot of the mom and pop Italian restaurants, they actually scale when their kids grow up and do well.
Keep it in the family.
But like the conservative way doesn't really work. But I understand their conservative mindset.
Absolutely.
I get it. 'Cause I come from immigrant family.
Yes. And
Absolutely.
you respect it well, and you celebrate your wins, all your success, whether it's in the business or just as a person. You keep it close, and you practice what you preach. And I love watching the family, time that you spend and the way that you kind of rejoice in your success.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's
Thank you,
awesome,
brother.
man. So what's next? I mean, are you just going to try to hit 300, 400, 500, 600? What's the all goal for you?
I mentioned it before. I'm not in this rat race where I need to make more money and do more. What's working, what's fixed, why, if it's not broken, why fix it?
Sure.
So, like I said, my lifestyle, I'm very content with it. And I do pretty okay for myself. I drive a decent car. I wear decent watches, the clothing, the vacations, the restaurants. So, I'll have enough, God willing, also for my kids to go to the best schools.
Wonderful.
I'll pay off their, God willing, when they get older. I don't have kids now, but when I do, I'm going to pay off all their, I'm not going to have loans. I don't do financing. I'll pay for their schooling. So it's nothing. I need to do more in life to make that extra money to take that time away from me.
Sure.
Time is money.
Exactly.
So the more time I'm going to put in, it's gonna reduce my actual time in life.
I'm so glad you have that outlook.
For money.
Absolutely.
So if I have a decent lifestyle, why am I gonna exert myself and exhaust to do this rat race? So it's I'm fixing and flipping. I want to get into construction. I work smart, not hard. In the beginning, I worked hard to make money, to be the point where I can just work smart and not hard. But
it's really nice to hear you say that, because there's so many people that are in the rat race or are looking at the other competitor, and they're just playing this back and forth tug of war, but they're losing the time that they have with their family, with their self, with their their higher power. I mean, there's not going to be more time, right? Yeah. There always could be more money.
I don't mean to compare myself to anybody, but you'll see, I don't think anybody's living a lifestyle like I am.
Hey.
Who can go play ball, work out, go on vacation next week to Greece or Saudi Arabia one week.
It.
Everybody has to just perfectly schedule their life and plan out ahead of time, Today, Monday's a busy day for me. I was like, no, I'll come do the podcast, go to Haddonfield, get some restaurant, and I'll push some stuff tomorrow, So I'm very flexible with my schedule because I'm okay. I'm not money hungry,
Sure.
Whatever is destined for you will come regardless. So as long as you work hard and you pray for it, success is inevitable. You'll attain any success you achieve. So
love it. Now, and you give back too. You give back to the young real estate agents or the young fix and flippers. I've seen you engage in a lot of speaking, events and engagements and such like that. Does that provide, joy to you?
Absolutely. Even a lot of guys from South Jersey, I put them on where I would buy properties from the auction, and the price I would buy for, I would sell it to them, to their hard money guy.
Okay.
And just to put them on.
Oh, that's great.
Because they don't got $200-300K to go to an auction to buy a property. I'll go buy it. I know it only takes me 3 weeks to hold my money up, and they'll buy the property off me.
What's their response when you do something like that?
Yeah, and they always say, like, I'll leave for life. They don't mean nothing. I said, just pray for me and do better. And, and these are the guys that actually, they take care of their families.
Very good.
So when I see, like, they're hardworking guys, take care of their families, so I was like, they deserve this kind of shot.
Yeah.
And after that first flip, they do well enough to,
You get them on their feet.
Yeah, you get them on their feet.
And they'll always remember that.
Yeah, for me to make quick 10, 25,000, it's not worth it for me. It's more better for me to see that they have enough equity to jump in and fix and flip and make that money. And they actually take care of their own families,
sure.
So
I'm sure you also have to be like a consult for a lot of questions that happen. I mean, we're going to get into the fun stuff, but some of the the positive and negative of this side of the business, but you have to be a resource of so much knowledge from trial and error.
Absolutely.
By cutting your teeth in this business. I mean, this could be a very difficult business to be in. So
Absolutely.
do you mentor? Do you feel like there's some agents or some flippers that lean on you more frequently?
Everybody calls me throughout the day. It's I think more than work, I'm over here answering calls about how do I do this, how to go about this, how to go about this home inspection report, how do I go about this city township's inspector, how do I go about the cost of this and that. So it's, what do you think of the comp of this property is showing this, but I just saw you sold this for this. What do you think? So I'm always giving a quick summary about everything.
And you're saying that a lot of the hours that you're on the phone are answering questions.
Yeah, every day is just people call me about
you're a consultant.
Yeah,
I think you've been so successful. You have so many unique experiences in this business that you're just this resource. I mean, it happens in other businesses and all different industries that somebody like yourself who has done so much becomes basically a full-time consultant.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah. No, like I said, I don't need to make the little penny change here and there to cost consultant fees. If I can help somebody, God will help me. That's how I look, So when you help those, God will help you too. So, and he did. So it's always good to give back. And that's not even me giving back. I enjoy real estate. I do charities financially, but I don't speak on that because religiously, any charity you give, you keep it quiet. You don't post it. You don't mention it because then your reward is not from God. It's from the people's praising.
Well said.
So then I don't post that.
No one wants it.
I'll post the Lambo, the Rolex, the check, my Louis Vuitton, all that, but I'll not post charity because if you post charity, you lose that
the real intention,
the real intention and the reward from God.
Very interesting.
Because as a Muslim, our belief is that you need the real currency that you need to chase in this world is your good deeds. Because that's what matters on the day of judgment, not the millions and how many house flips. That's not going to help me in front of God. What's going to help me is the money I made from that and what I did with it.
Sure.
And I want to attain good deeds. How's good deeds? Helping people, being nice to thy neighbors, be nice to your parents, your spouse, children, be a good example in your community, help your local institution. Giving charity to the lesser needs, so
and not just putting a logo on it and saying, "Look what I did."
Absolutely. So this, my parents from Pakistan, so there's a lot of charity and need over there.
Absolutely.
Even like just running water and building a system of water, it's pretty costly, but it gives people water. Look, I have a water right here. He has bottles of water. Just gave it to me. Over there, people walk miles to get clean water. So just creating a system costs money, where they can get attainable water, nearby. So, like I said, I'm going to revert back to what I was saying, that on the day of judgment, your good deeds should outweigh your bad deeds. That's what I believe. I think all the three religions believe that. Abrahamic, that if your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds, you go to heaven. If your bad deeds outweigh your good deeds, you go to hell. Yeah. So a lot of these folks don't worry about their spiritual currency on the day of judgment. They're so brainwashed of just this life. I'm 34. I already lived half my life. If I live, God willing, even up to 80, 90, it's not much longer.
Yeah.
Right. And everyone's in this rat race is just to make monetary money. That's not going to help them in the afterlife.
Yeah. And your message. Even a podcast like today, you don't know who your message is going to affect.
Absolutely.
The way that you carry yourself, the message that you deliver, as long as it's positive on all ends, spiritual, mental, body. I mean, look, I'll tell you what. I'm just saying, I think you're much in the green on good deeds versus bad deeds. And I think a lot of your habits and a lot of your disciplines, they feed each other, right? So, I'm 34 too, but I would say if we continue to follow down the trajectory that we model as good and healthy, hopefully we have a lot more life to live.
Absolutely.
Now, I'll tell you that. So with the real estate and with that volume, where does it come to a plateau where you have to elevate or you have to hire or you need to change something up about how you manage a portfolio like that size?
So all of my rentals, they're purchased before the pandemic.
Okay.
And I have about a dozen.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly 12. They're no mortgage, free, clear. I was buying them for $25,000, $30,000. Right, I started real estate in 2014.
Okay.
I was buying entry-level homes for 20, 25K, putting 30K into them, selling for low hundreds.
Sure.
Make about 25% return. And every 6 months or 5 months, I'll keep a rental.
Mm-hmm.
If I'll make 30, 40K profit on a house, I would say, you know what, let me gift myself a rental to build a portfolio.
Okay.
So all my rentals are in that 30, 40K range that I kept that are worth now in the 200-300s.
Oh, yeah.
So I kept all those, and I'm not selling them. They're for life. And that's why I don't have any no new rentals, because I do cash. I don't want to buy a rental for 200-300K.
Sure.
Right? I fixed flip. So I manage the rentals on my own. And managing is what? Ali, I'm letting you know, you didn't see the rent hit this month because I'm behind. Give me a week or two. Not a problem. It's okay. Something happened, a leak happened, the dryer's not working. I have a handyman guy that take care of all my rental properties.
There you go.
And he charges me only $30 an hour. You know, and
has he been your handyman the whole time?
The whole time.
You take care of him.
Yeah, take care of him, and I give him a little extra.
Of course.
You know, I don't want to give him just $30 because he drove 20 minutes there. I'll probably throw him like 100.
Sure.
You know, because he did something out of his way.
Sure.
But he takes care of all my rentals, like maintenance wise.
Sure.
That's the only property management I need. Someone to go and fix things.
I didn't know that, so that makes a lot of sense.
Other than that, they directly message me about any delay in payments and that, and I'll handle that. It's not an issue. You know, all my tenants been here for long term. They all pay on time.
Very good.
It's not an issue. So now let's get to my flips.
Right.
I flip about 16 properties at a time.
Okay.
And I manage all that by the acquisition. I go to sheriff's sale. I purchase the property. Half of them are actually occupied.
Mm-hmm.
So I do the eviction myself.
That's got to be tough.
Yeah, so it's not tough. I fill out some paperwork, and majority is in a Zoom call.
Really?
Right? And then the day of the sheriff eviction, I go in person, sign something, and the sheriffs do a walkthrough, kick the people out.
Tell us a little side story on maybe one of them that didn't go as planned. I mean, any tips for like somebody who's really struggling with somebody?
After this, I'm going to show you the proof. I had one 2 days ago.
Okay.
Not 2 days, on Friday.
Okay.
I bought a property in Atlantic City 2-3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I went to court. Eviction was on Friday, 9 a.m. They didn't move a single thing. The sheriff said, you cannot come back in here. They went in there, they did a whole sweep, and they said, you can't come back in here. If you will get arrested, you understand that we do. They left the property. Next thing you know, I get an emergency call from the court saying there's an emergency Zoom meeting I have to attend right now. And I said, what's going on? They said they filed for like emergency appeal that they need more time, even though the eviction happened and everything. Long story short, in summary, judge heard my side where I said I did rid of possession. The eviction just happened right now. I'm the new third-party owner, you know, because the bank foreclosed against them. I'm the third-party purchaser of the auction. I'm the new property owner. They're no longer the owner. Eviction just happened. Because the judge don't know what the hell's going on.
Right. You got to kind of give them the
So I gave him a whole quick summary. So the judge says, Mr. Rehman, how much time are you able to give? And I said, why not let's ask them how much they need. They said 1 week. I said, done. So they need additional till June 8th, which is, again, I'm going to post on my metas maybe, you know, get some content in. You know, not them, but just the the walkthrough.
Yeah. Taking the high road, right?
Yeah.
All right, you know.
So I said, okay, that's fine. And I like that route because instead of me taking all their belongings and dumping it, they'll take the time. But it's a shame because these folks haven't paid their mortgage in 2 years, right?
Wow.
Hence why it came to an auction.
Sure.
And even when it comes to an auction, sheriff puts a posting on their door, it notifies them that your property is coming to an auction. Furthermore, after I purchased the property, I went to them in person, put postings on their door. I'm the new owner. Contact me.
Yeah.
I was trying to do cash for keys route or something.
Sure.
And despite that, they never called back. People think if they ignore the problem, it's going to be no issue.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't think that usually works out in their favor. Yeah. But I think your high road approach and the way that you actually seeing this not as a transaction, but as, you know, somebody who's going through what seems to be a hard point in their life, and it's a transitionary period, giving them that extra week just is just you being the bigger person or the better person here. And I'll be watching on June 8th to see what transpires.
Absolutely.
But I'll tell you, I mean, so back to, I guess, the process that you were referencing. So eviction, if you have to go down that road, it could, it can go that way.
So
it was managing your portfolio. Now you mentioned the 12 units.
So the rental properties managing, it's not difficult for me.
Okay.
It's either people messaging me that I'm gonna pay a little late this month, or something needs to be fixed, and my guy goes out there and fixes it. It's all it has to do with a text.
Yep.
You know, the address and go and the tenant and my handyman, they coordinate. So that's not an issue. A lot of people complain, oh, rentals, headaches, this and that. No, you got the wrong people in there.
Yeah.
You know, I vet the people. It's people I went to high school with, people who I know me locally. So you get the right people in your place.
They respect it.
You know, and that's different. So moving forward, so I do about 16 flips at a time.
Yep.
And I buy the properties from the auction. As I mentioned, half of them are occupied. I do the eviction myself. Other half are vacant, where I can start the project tomorrow. Not tomorrow, within 10 days, because there's a redemption period for the seller, for the homeowner to redeem their property. Okay. So I don't touch the property, even though 99.99% no one's gonna redeem their property. Yeah. They don't have the money from the first place. Why go through all this BS?
Right.
So I wait the 10 days, then I'll go in and I'll do a walkthrough with all my guys. I tell them, this is the concept, layout I want. This is kind of work I need. We're gonna do this kind of kitchen. We're gonna replace, you know, the tubs, toilets, vanities, mirrors. I give them the whole detail. We'll change it to this vinyl floor because all carpet before. The popcorn ceiling, we're gonna remove that.
Classic.
You know, so I do the whole understanding
you just come
summary.
up with that conceptually yourself, or
in 10 minutes you could just do a whole walkthrough, and I see we need all new doors. You know, I just explain everything. All right,
and you know where you're getting what from.
It's I just say a house is a 3-bed, 1-bathroom. I will say maybe one of these closets we could turn into a half bath. Oh, we need a toilet and vanity, and we could connect the plumbing from here to there.
Got it.
And I explain to them. So I give them the vision, explanation. They do the work, but I do the explanation. Yep. And they'll give me a labor quote. I said, perfect. I'll go leave. They'll take some time measuring tape, do their square footage, this and that. They'll give me a quote. I kind of haggle as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and
can't take the price face value.
So I haggle, and we make it work. And all so now my next step is the material. Sure. I do bulk material purchases at Lowe's at the pro desk, and I go there myself for each property. And I spend about 2 hours per property, where I'll go with one of the pro desk ladies, and I'll pick out all the material, what I need. And I'll say, look, I need I need 3 toilets for this house, 3 vanities, 3 mirrors.
How much Lowe's credit you got?
A lot, but I swipe the Lowe's card, but I'll pay as soon as I get the statement. I don't do that. Wait 6 months, financing, none of that. As soon as I get the bill, I'll pay.
So this has always been your model.
Yeah, from a religious standpoint, we don't do interest, right? We don't do.
Wow.
So I have credit cards, I have Amex, all that, but I don't let it hit to the point where it's interest. I'll get the statement balance, and I'll pay what I owe. Because I don't want to carry that kind of cash in my pocket. Not anymore. So I swipe cards, but it's once I get my statement balance, you pay it off. When you delay that statement balance time, of course, that's when the interest hits.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a correlation between that, but I respect that.
Yeah, so I buy the material and everything, the vinyl flooring, all that, paint, and then I do the delivery to the property. Another thing there, they'll put in their trucks and all the miscellaneous stuff that we don't get in a big order, they'll go back and forth and do the text purchase from my phone, and I see what they're buying, and I approve it through text purchase. So I don't need to be there like that. Yeah. And then other stuff, so it's the evictions I do, the walkthroughs to get the quotes, the buying material, and then I'm trying to go step by step. Yeah. Obviously, the important part, the phases of work.
Sure.
I check up on all the properties and see, the quality of work, what phase they're in, and if they're like backed up, I get on their asses and say, hey, what's going on?
Sure.
Because a lot of guys, they'll work at one property and work another one as well and put yours in the back burner. But if you're on their ass and say, get this shit done, why it still looks the same since last week?
And you set expectations on when you expect each phase to be done.
Exactly.
Communication is key in any business. Yeah. And so from start to finish, through all the phases, through all the steps, what's your typical turnaround time on a fix and flip? If everything goes well.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Without any eviction, like me getting a vacant property.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm gutting everything. I'm gutting out the kitchen.
Yeah, I've seen
I
the work.
remove all the cabinets, counters, flooring, all that, and replace it back. The same thing in the bathroom, throughout the house, and all new HVAC system, all that beforehand. So it's just everything is brand new. What was I saying? So what else did I do? I got like a brain fog right now.
It's all good.
Yeah. So the phases of work, obviously that, and then I make payments to my workers.
Sure.
I make sure, like I handle the GC, and then he pays his guy's day rate. So let's just say he charges me $30K for labor for our property. See, Omar's calling me about something. My agent.
Oh man.
So $30K for labor for a property. I pay in increments of like 4 or 5.
Gotcha.
And then the last payment I'll give when the house is actually complete in the final walkthrough.
Gotcha.
Because if you give them the last payment, there's some things to be done. You don't have leverage over them.
You would think at this stage in your career too, and after all the volume that you've done, that you have relationships that people aren't willing to burn.
Absolutely. In the beginning they were, but towards the now I have a good solid guys.
Absolutely.
I have 15, 16 different crews working at different properties.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And that's based on location?
No, one guy for each house.
One guy for each house.
I don't want one guy to manage 2 houses or 3 houses. I'd rather each guy to Like, I'm going to show you. You can check all this out, all these names, scroll through, all the poppies, all different names. You see, there's a lot of that,
Oh,
right?
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think, and so I think to try to make this, relatable, we have a lot of good referral partners in the insurance business. We have a lot of payroll brokers, commercial realtors, a lot of commercial lenders. But believe it or not, we have a lot of home and auto agents who don't necessarily write the commercial product. And they're some of our best friends. I didn't believe it when I first got into the business. I thought that any other insurance agent was the enemy. They're not. They're actually the most lucrative referral partner for you. So with all these relationships, what I found is as long as it's a mutual two-way street and you're treating each other with mutual respect, whether you're making each other money or not, but you're taking care of the communication aspect. If I were to send someone your way, you take the time of day to treat them properly, we're good.
Absolutely.
But at the moment that something, doesn't really work out, you maybe give them a second chance, but that's it after that. You really have to cut your losses. And I think my side of the business and probably yours as well, especially with the contractors.
All communication.
And
respect.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't humiliate nobody. I don't disrespect them, but I am actually aggressive to at some point where they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
But I never disrespect or humiliate. I show everybody respect.
Yeah, and it's a results-driven business, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, emotions aside, emotions tend to come into business no matter what. But I try to be as objective as possible. With is the job getting done? Is the client being taken care of?
Absolutely.
So that's great.
So I'm basically a logistics manager for myself.
That's what it sounds like.
I supervise.
Yeah.
And, so like I said, I check all the phases. And when the house is complete, I'll list it with Madalena or Omar, my real estate agents.
Gotcha.
And then obviously when I get offers, they call me and I'll do a little bit of countering back and forth. We'll sign the contract, the right number for me. Then they do the home inspection report. And then I'll see some things that I know they're just exaggerating. I'll see what I could fix that's actually important.
Sure.
It's not much. And then I'll send my guys to do home inspection report fixings. Then we'll hit the closing table, go shake hands, give them my love and wishes, and that's why I post the cashier's check.
Post the big check. That's the end of the story.
And then I take that money, go to the auction
Man.
again.
Yeah, I mean, I love you breaking it down full circle. I mean, I really think it helps. It helps the the new agent listen. It helps somebody like me who I didn't realize that due to a spiritual tie, the interest portion. I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah.
And I commend you for it. You're so loyal to all the facts of life that you
It's
follow.
a moral principle that I don't want to break.
No.
If you can break it for, like, there's some one guy, he was telling me, hey, just do one big project. People over here are only putting down $200K for multi-million-dollar townhome projects, beach houses. You're buying one house for $200,000 or $300K, Just do one project and just make your $1 million profit, that one big project, and just get out and don't do it again, right? So what does that say about me as a man to break my principle for that one time? I said, no, that's my principle, and I'm not gonna, substitute that for anything.
Good for you. Is it still fun for you?
Fun?
Yeah.
Every day. I don't feel like I'm working.
No, you always look like you're having fun doing it.
Yeah, it's not bothersome at all. Like, I'm not physically draining myself to me. I know I'm like I said, I'm looking at properties, bidding on them. Even if I'm not buying an auction, I deal with a lot of wholesalers
Sure.
or bank direct.
Absolutely.
Where I drive to the property, give me the lockbox, I check it out, and I put an offer in. I get guys, they do the quote for me. It's me just managing.
Yeah.
So it's not exerting for me. I enjoy it.
That's awesome.
You know, and
Not a lot of people can say that they like what they do. So I just like to ask that, you know.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can tell from the people who actually enjoy what they do than from the ones that they're really dragging. So so with those 12 rentals, the ones that you started with that you said you rent out to mostly, you know, your friends from high school and people that you can trust.
People I know locally.
Yeah. So would has Verbo, Airbnb, or any of those any experiences with those two apps at any point in your career? Can you share too? Because I know I have a few short-term rental people that listen to this, and like
I had 2 rentals. Did you come with the one with Whitelock and the one in Venice Park?
I know.
Was that you? I think that was Brandon. Brandon Carey. Yeah. I thought it was you as well. Okay. So I have 2 Airbnbs.
You have 2 Airbnbs. Okay.
They're both in Atlantic City.
Okay.
Yeah. So from Memorial Weekend to Labor Day, it does pretty decent.
Okay.
And the off season, I like one of them I hang out to here and there.
Sure.
And the other one I just I rent to like whoever's in need at time for 8 months.
Yeah.
I'll do like a quick rental from September 15th to May 15th for like $2,000 a month.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I find it interesting. There's a lot of people that do the short-term rentals, and they have questions about, you know, when something breaks and, you know, how you handle it, because Airbnb and Verbo have their own process.
I'm gonna answer to all that too.
But I know that you have your own process.
So if they break something good, I'm glad. I'm gonna replace it with something better, because the way the Airbnb works is that let's just say they broke something. Let's say they broke
like a vase or something.
Yeah. Right? I'll go buy the best vase, or you know, and I say I'm gonna replace it with this vase, and then what they do is the Airbnb guy who was renting, the customer, they're gonna have him actually pay for it. Really? They try to make them. This is their process, the system. They do. They say, hey, this is the thing. Then they say, I'll at least pay half. They just say, no, I'm not paying nothing. It's like a timeshare. You just say, no. You'll get the packages and all that. And a timeshare,
really?
You know? So you just say, so the customer will say, no. Then the Airbnb person will give me the money for the full amount that I show. It has to be reasonable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
but if it's like a $5 vase, I'll buy the $60 vase.
Yeah, make it look a little nicer.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't mind, you know, when
when did you learn that was that?
Right then, I learned it right then and there.
Yeah.
You know, because I did had like this guy who like he broke my wall. I think it was the guys were drunk. I don't know, people are drunk, like to punch a wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So
it's kind of a thing.
Yeah, so it was like the wall was like, you could tell it was punched into, and I knew it just, you know, needed some work. So I had my guy give me a quote, and I said, you know, give me like, you know, pay yourself pretty well.
Yeah,
give me a quote
give yourself a real good pay.
Quote. That's for this one.
Yeah,
It's like, well, because Airbnb is gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Something like that, he would have charged me everything $150.
Sure.
Right? He put a quote, I think, for like a couple $100, $300-400. Yeah. You know, and I said Airbnb. They tried to make the customer pay for it. They didn't, and Airbnb paid for it.
Yeah.
But that's the market price to fix something like that.
No, yeah.
I just have very economical. I don't want to say the word cheap. I have very economical laborers, right? You know, that they do these kind of prices for me.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And you do it in volume. I mean, like you're like I said, we mentioned earlier. You know, with someone, you pay someone their last installment, they disappear, not with you, because you know in a couple weeks you're going to be at the next auction. You know,
like this example happened a month ago. Home inspection report came and is out in Barnegat. I have a property in Barnegat.
Okay, yeah, I know.
And the agent said, and I was like, I don't want to send nobody there. Can you have somebody local to come and fix stuff in the home inspection report? The guy said $10,000 for labor, material, everything. I said, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna send my guy. I sent my guy. Swear to God, kid you not, was $1,000 for labor.
Oh my goodness,
just the labor. I didn't tell him. I just give me a quote. He said 1,000, and then the material I bought separately was like an extra $1,000.
Sure, so $2K.
$2K, and versus her guy telling me 10,000.
What has changed? Was it COVID? What's changed that people can just either highball or lowball you in that space? Because I'm hearing crazy numbers all around.
You know what it is? And I hate to bring race or anything into that. Like the white contractors.
High.
High.
Okay.
Right? the immigrant guys, the Spanish, the Ecuadorians, the Mexicans. I'm not saying taking advantage of them, but they're reasonable.
Yeah.
And they know, like, they're humble enough that I will work in volume with Ali and get more projects versus, like, the other, like, the white guy would be like, I'm not touching this project.
It's no different than your analogy with the bottle of water. You got a case of water right there. You
so
got a water.
They rather not work for a project, make a little bit, and continue to make more than they just rather hit one big project and make good money. You know,
but also,
and they're not doing the work. Like, they actually have guys they pay day rates too. But I don't know. That was my experience.
No, hey,
everyone's experience is different.
I'm not gonna knock on your answer. I think that, you know, just like the water comparison, that, you know, you give back to countries that can't afford, they have to walk for water. We live in a world where, you know, you can get a case of water right there. You can get a water every time you walk into the next podcast studio. Yeah. You know, it's perception.
Yeah. So
you know?
From my experience, everyone must be different. My experience, it was always like that, like the immigrant people, because my parents are immigrants. Like, they're more hardworking and more into getting, you know, they'd rather make some money, no money. Slow money's better than no money. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And like the Italians.
Yeah.
Who built New York and all that? Was it the Irish mix, Anglo-Sax white guys? No, it was Italians. They knew the value of dollar, and they're the ones in the railroads and doing all the hard work. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
The history shows.
I value a lot of the things that my grandfather instilled in me. I mean, he was a carpenter, so a lot of the things that he built, I still have a humidor for my cigars, and I still have a few pieces of furniture. And you know what? They never sacrificed quality. Some of this furniture that I pick up that he built, it's 50, 100 pounds. The stuff now you buy on Amazon, it's just made. Even the homes that they build these days.
Italians do it best.
Brick.
The food, the car, the clothing, the sailor suits. Italians
means a lot.
Yeah.
A man of your taste saying that means a lot. And I know that, you know, you appreciate good cuisine and you appreciate the finer things. And, you know, they're also, they're a testament of hard work, right?
Absolutely,
you know, quality. You know, my grandfather would always say, you don't have to have, you know, 5 jackets or more jackets. You just have to have one really, really good suit. It'll last you for the rest of your life. Yeah. Believe it or not, I still have a couple pea coats that my grandfather gave my dad, that my dad gave me.
Awesome.
That were literally knits in 9th Street, different shops and stuff. They're still in my closet and they still look sharp. Yeah. You know, I fill them out a little bit too much, but
Italians, they always dress well.
Yeah.
You know, even like look at the mob movies and all. They all got the nice suits. The stigma they created. Italians are known for, you know, dressing well and, you know, keeping it together. They're the role model for fashion. And
I'm like 7 seasons into The Sopranos, so I'm always watching what watch they're wearing or what suit they're wearing. You know, any last minute messages to the viewers, Ali? I really appreciate you having you on here. You have a wealth full of knowledge. Anything you want the audience to know about you specifically?
Just any product or service that you are willing to like flip or sell, master that craft, and just be good at it. Don't worry about anybody else is doing. Stick to your lane and just find a niche that any product or service that you can just master that craft and flip that service or product, you know? And that's it.
Good story.
Absolutely.
Ali, thank you so much for being on.
My brother, thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Always, man.
Thanks for stopping in at REMCO Real Talk, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks, guys.
Take care, guys.